Hey, what's up, H-Town? We're here at No Label Brewery. I'm myself, Collin. I got Dez with me. We got Chris and Rocky here. We're here to promote the Wild West Brew Fest. This is a festival that happens in Katy next weekend. Matter of fact, to get us kicked off here, we have 2 VIP tickets that we're going to give away to anyone that follows the Wild West Brew Fest account on Twitter, which is at Katy Beer Fest, and retweets our tweet about these tickets. All right?
2 VIP.
2 VIP tickets for Friday's launch party, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Hottest tickets in town.
This is good stuff.
Like Hamilton, you thought Hamilton was big? No, bigger.
All right, so without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to the guys. They're going to tell you a little bit about what the event is all about for the community, and we'll go from there.
Awesome. Rocky, you want to kick us off?
Yeah, absolutely. So Wild West Brew Fest is 100% volunteer run, 100% net proceeds to charity event. It is run by the Rotary Club of Katy. And nobody in this whole deal, we've got no event fees, no coordinator fees, nobody catches a paycheck. We do this all out of our passion for the community, supporting the craft beer community, and also we want to make sure that people have an opportunity to go out and have a good time while experiencing what a craft beer can be and what's something that you can discover and find and explore without having to drive all over the greater Houston area, Texas, anywhere in the United States to find all the beers you like. So it's a 3-day event for the first time. So we're going Thursday the 11th. We're having a happy hour. It's called the K-Town Throwdown. $5 a beer, no cover to get in. DJ will be kicking it. A couple of food trucks out there. Friday night, which we just mentioned, is our launch party. It's a VIP affair. It is $65. All you can eat, all you can drink. Half-pint pours. We'll have 20-plus beers on tap. Real heavy hitters. You guys are going to be impressed with the lineup there. Food trucks. I'll let Chris talk about the different food trucks we got there, and then we'll follow into Saturday, which is the festival. It opens at 2 for VIP purchasers. They get an extra hour in, and then 3 o'clock general admission, and where we'll have around 80 different brewers, 400 plus beers, a wine grotto, and we'll roll all the way till 9 o'clock. And where you have an opportunity to check out as much beer and wine as you can, Uber up, grab a hotel. There's plenty of hotels on site. And keep in mind, all proceeds go to charity.
Amen. So the event takes place in the Katy Mills parking lot.
That's right. So Friday night when you head into the launch party, it's an all-inclusive event. So you walk in, you're going to get a pint glass, and then you can go in and get those beers. And we have food vendors that are there. You just walk in and grab whatever you want. I've got 6 food trucks that'll be out there. We have curbside sliders based out of Katy, Texas. We have the Lick, which is like chicken strips. We have to Colt 45. The truck is awesome. You guys are going to love it. It's actually the Astros Rainbow.
Oh, nice.
They do like tacos and taquitos. We're going to have a great time. Howdy Ice Cream will be out there giving it free ice cream.
Nice.
That Friday night we have over...
That'll go good with some pastry stouts.
Absolutely. We're going to have 12 vendors out there just giving food away. You just walk in and get whatever you want. So big thank you to all our food vendors, because we can't do this event without the support from our community, our local restaurants here in Katy. They're a big part of what we do.
Absolutely. If you go out there, keep that in mind about the food vendors there Friday night. That is pure donation on their part. So there's no cost to the festival and doesn't go against the bottom line. That is coming out of the goodness of their heart. So keep that in mind when you're going in, and make sure that you find them and follow them and visit them later on down the road.
Before we dive into all the beers we're going to sample, can you guys kind of tell us what the Katy Brew Fest is, how it came about, how long you guys have been doing it? Tell this the story for everyone tuning in for the first time.
Yeah, so this is our 10th year to do our Brew Fest. We're 9th Brew Fest over 10 years. We got cut short last year, but we're back with a vengeance for year 10. So prior to that, someone in our Rotary Club had a vision. They said, hey, we really want something that we can do that's going to be a lot of fun for our club, a lot of fun for our community. We're going to be able to raise a lot of money to give back. So many of us are either from Katy area. We do our business here in the Katy. So it was just an idea that somebody had. He had a passion for beer, and so we ran with it. Year one, we started off with only about 1,700 participants.
Okay.
And now we're looking at over 10,000 at year 10.
Wow. 10,000.
10,000 people, over 400 different beers on tap on Saturday. So it's going to be a blast. So all that money that's raised is, like I said, given back to our community. Rocky, you want to touch on kind of...
Yeah, so I'll jump in on that. So even the progression of it. So they came in year one. They started in an area at, in Cinco Ranch and Westheimer and Peak Road called the Bellagio Town Center, just a shopping center and kind of the atrium area. And they had roughly, I want to say that they had somewhere around 25 to 30 brewers out there, food vendors they've set up, and did that for 3 years and grew it exponentially each year until they just outgrew the space.
Yeah.
They took over the parking lot. It was incredible out there. So moved out, started out with 60,000 square feet of space out at the Katy Mills Mall in the parking lot, and have grown exponentially every year just based on attendance and support. And now we occupy 140,000 square feet of space. Our VIP tent has now grown to 16,000 square feet.
Wow.
So we've got 2,500 square foot of dedicated space for just our auction items. So we have a silent auction out there to help us raise some additional money, some sweet sports swag. So we've got some signed bats from some of our favorite Astros players that'll be out there, jerseys, baseballs, footballs.
Now you're speaking to our followers when you dive into all that.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
feel free to elaborate on what all you have as far as sports memorabilia
So we
goes.
should have brought our boy Jaime in to talk on that.
Yeah,
but I do know for a fact that we've got, at one point or another, whether it's the live auction or the silent auction, there's at least 8 signed bats.
Wow.
That are going to be up for an ability to purchase it. And so I know Friday night at the launch party, 4 bats for sure will be up at the live auction.
So we have a live auction that Friday night at our launch party where we're going to have about 10 different items, everything from an amazing house in Breckenridge for a week, house in Cabo for a week, and then like Rocky said, we have the bats, Carlos Correa, also have some sweet signed guitars. It's a blast.
We got some fine
building
building.
exercises in Cabo for a week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to rig
We'll
that
place
one.
a bid on that one.
Get your paddle ready, man. Just raise it up.
baby.
Let them know you want it.
Cool.
So we got some fine jewelry too that'll be out there. There's a sterling silver handcrafted necklace that's out there from Galaxy Jewelers down in West U. So Kip out there put together this beautiful necklace, and he donated it. And once again, this is just pure donation out of the kindness of his heart. So we've got that out there. It's an opportunity to pick up something real nice.
Yeah, it's really amazing. Like I said, how the community comes together. When we go to these restaurants, and they don't ask for a penny. All the food that comes in, pure donation.
Yeah.
All of our volunteers, pure donation.
Well, you've got a reputation now because you've been doing this for so long, and they know how much you give back to the community. So why don't you touch on that? How much have you guys given back to the community over these past 9 brew fests?
Yeah, so over $800,000 has been given away to the local kind of greater West Houston community. We have been ranked the #1 beer festival in the country 3 different years.
I thought it was North America.
No, North America. You are right. You're right.
That's
Good
what
reading.
that's what I heard.
Good reading.
So just to clarify, it is North America. So we have better brew fests than our neighbors to the north and south.
Yes.
That's powerful.
It's probably I haven't been to a Canadian brew fest. I imagine they're grand.
Canada can throw down.
So I do love some Labatt Blue, and I know there's a lot of other beer up there to be had.
Oh yeah.
So I've been a lifetime fan of Labatt Blue. So
That's cool.
Shout out to Canada.
We're at No Label Brewing right now in Katy. This is the first beer we're drinking. What are we drinking?
So this is the 1980 Kolsch. It will be out at the festival. It's a traditional German style, and it's light, crisp. It's kind of going to have a sweet malt note to it and a little bit of a dry hop finish. So real easy drinking, very smashable.
It's good.
Something that's made on
Smashable.
Yeah.
So
Love that.
everything's smashable to me, but this is definitely you can have quite a few of these and relax on it. Whether you're sitting on the back porch in the sun, a day like today right now. I know we're not outside, but it's beautiful. It's 72 degrees and blue skies.
Yeah, we got 1 or more days left like this year. Maybe 2.
So the good news is it'll be just like this next weekend.
Yeah, absolutely.
At least
So-
that's what our good friends at at the weather station. He's
Space City Weather?
Mr. Justin Stapleton over at Channel 2.
Oh, cool.
He's
Great.
a big friend of the Brew Fest.
Excellent.
He should be out there. I talked to him yesterday.
Cool.
Yeah, and Matt at Space City Weather. I'm a huge fan. He actually came out and visited us last year with the Rotary Club of Katy. He spoke to us and educated us on what they do. So now I think we all like to check them out for that no nonsense weather.
Yeah, exactly.
Man,
Love
for
it.
sure. And to be honest, if people check the forecast and see that it's going to be a day like today, I swear, I mean, you're going to sell more tickets. I mean,
absolutely.
On a day like today, no one wants to sit inside. It's a Saturday.
There's no reason to.
It's the best beer fest in North America, folks. Tickets are relatively inexpensive, and you got, you say, over 400 beers?
Over 400 beers.
Over 400 beers from 80-something different breweries.
It's like
from
a
North
dull
America.
Willy Wonka factory of beers.
So one of my favorite zones, we have these different activation zones. We have one that's sponsored by Bell's Brewing, and it's going to be our arcade tent. You walk in,
nice.
you have old school like pinball, Pac-Man. You just go and play whatever you want. You don't have to pay for anything.
Yeah.
It's just awesome. They'll be set up with their beer in there.
Cool.
It's like a kid again.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Everyone loves video games, man. I saw the, I guess there's a mobile video game truck parked outside here today.
Absolutely.
So if you guys are into that sort of thing on the weekends, come out to No Label Brewery. They got all kinds of fun stuff out there, even on Sunday, which is nice.
Dude, this place stays packed on Saturdays and Sundays, especially, when people don't even look for a shade spot. They just want to get out there in the sun, kick it. It's a nice place to be in the community, as are all of our breweries out there. You can go to any brewery across the great state of Texas right now, and you're going to find a gang of folks just sitting out there chilling, enjoying some beer because they're all family friendly. They love their communities, and they take care of their people out there. So you're going to find it whether we're going down to St. Arnold, walk over the holler, or whether we go over and check out Equal Partners, True Anomaly. It doesn't matter where you're at. I guarantee it looks just like this in terms of people and sitting outside and chilling.
Well,
I think that's what I'm excited about. Like educating myself. I just show up, but now going to y'all's place and this event, I'll be like, oh, I've had this beer before. At the beer fest. I when I go and I can bring my buddies, we hang out on on the weekend. I'll be like, yeah, I've been there before. Like, let's enjoy this beer that we had at the beer fest. So I'm excited just for that and educating myself more on what we're about to drink.
Well, speaking up on, I've had this beer before. Let's dig into this and a little cooler over here. And we're going to start with another brewery on the southwest side.
Show the camera, Rocky.
So let's get it in here. We'll help them out. So this
Josh,
is from
zoom in on that,
FulBrook
producer
Ale Works.
Josh.
This is their
After Effects.
blueberry cream ale.
Ooh, this is nice.
So it's a cream ale is a nice light style of beer. It's got a nice little body on it, so you get that good mouth feel.
Not like you.
Yeah, I've got a lot of body on me, buddy. No doubt about that. So then infused with blueberries. So you'll notice the color's pretty good on it. It's got a nice nose. Nice that on there. Hey, y'all have to let me know if y'all found FulBrook and whether you have had their beer before.
Where are they located?
So they are in Pecan Grove in Richmond, Texas.
Good old Richmond.
And right on FM 359. There it is. Take a peek.
So blueberry cream, you said, right?
Blueberry cream ale.
Smell it right off.
Oh yeah, I like that.
Nice. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Cheers.
Thanks, fellas.
That's one. We'll see how we look after the next few.
Now that's delicious.
So I like it.
It's like a blueberry muffin.
Yes,
It is.
That's exactly what it is.
You know, the blueberry isn't too strong though either, so it's got a freshness to it, but man,
What I like to call crispy too, with the effervescence from how well it's carbonated, just right.
crispy. I got a buddy who calls
This is
every
stage
beer
one.
crispy.
I'm so excited.
Oh yeah.
Like, this is stage one, and
So the great thing about our event too is it's a craft beer tasting. So you're going to be able to taste lots of different beers because what you're going to get is a small sample, something like this. So you're able to go and figure out what you like. Maybe start with a style. You might be like, well, I want to go in and start with IPAs or Kolsch's or blondes. You can figure out what you like, where it is.
Yep.
Or even better yet, too, is a certain demographic of our crowd that's come in. It's an opportunity to maybe explore a new beer style that maybe you haven't decided you like, you've always thought you haven't liked, but you don't want to commit to a 6-pack. So you commit instead to 3 ounces. and you can check out 1 or 2 different breweries of that style. So if you haven't tried an IPA before, and you want to try a couple out and see what they're all about, you're only committing 3 ounces. And good news for you is if you don't like it, you pour out 3 ounces and
Move on.
Try the next
There,
one.
pass
No
it
words
to your
for the
buddy.
wearer.
Yeah. So everyone that's watching this knows somebody who likes beer. If they haven't been to the Katy Beer Fest before, they need to get out to the, what is it called? Wild West
Brew Fest.
Brew Fest. I keep calling it the Katy Brew Fest.
Katy Wild West Brew Fest.
Yeah, baby. So the tickets are inexpensive, you guys. I mean, you got to fill this place out. This event grows every year. They give so much money back to the community. That's why we at Apollo are interested in kind of joining forces and helping to promote this event. We once a year will do, and we should probably do it more often. Des will do a 24-hour stream.
Oh yeah.
You know, last year, just through generosity from our followers on social media, we raised over $9,000
awesome.
in 24 hours.
That's impressive.
That's awesome.
All back to the community. This was right after the freeze that ruined everyone's homes.
Yep.
And so we gave money to individuals to repair their pipes and things like that. And so philanthropy is something that we believe in. For sure. And as we grow, we're going to continue to do that as well. And so we admire, I mean, you guys have taken this from, like you said, what do you say, 6,000 square feet.
So I couldn't tell you what the space, if we wouldn't measure that, but yeah,
It wasn't big.
1,000 people to 10,000
Yeah,
people.
absolutely.
Okay. And that's a 1,000% growth.
And
That's incredible.
We can follow the
Better
metrics
math
of
than me.
who our customer is, where they come from, and on average, we actually have people that come out from 13 different states annually and 3 different countries that we found over the last 3 to 4 years.
Wow, that's
it's
awesome.
at least 13 to 15 different states. Coming from Texas, Ohio. We get a lot of people from Ohio.
Really?
I don't know what it is, but I guess we got some good beer down here.
Maybe they're
Snowbirds,
maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's no shortage of craft breweries in every state, but maybe they don't have as many to choose from, or maybe they're further away or whatever. Get them all in one spot, like you said.
Yeah, so I can, in the Midwest, they've got a lot of great beers up there, but, sometimes it's the break in the weather. Historically, we've been a spring event, so it could be the break in the weather. So we'll see how it's affected. COVID's obviously forced us to shift. When we're running this thing, we've gone now a year and a half without having our biggest fundraiser.
Yeah.
So a lot of the entities that we do support, things are getting a little thin. So we had to move forward and get on this to keep the dollars flowing into the community. But it's funny that you should go back and talk on metrics, and what you've touched on twice already is the relatively affordable part in terms of ticket pricing. We're 30 to 40% cheaper than every beer festival out there.
Yeah.
So
Into that, I'm going to interject real quick. I will almost guarantee that our VIP is 1,000% better. A lot of people,
overall experience. you mean?
absolutely. Yeah. Rocky, myself, other people in our group, we go out, we do our due diligence, we visit other beer fests, and there's nothing like our VIP experience. I mean, truly.
No, it's definitely first class, and we work hard at that. We want our whole patron experience to be first class as we can make it.
Sure.
From the moment you walk in, the way you're welcomed, to the layout and the ease. You got 140,000 square feet. It can get tough to navigate.
Sure.
So we want to make sure that it's as easy to navigate, that you can see where you're going from, whether it's our Texas Beer Zone sponsored by HEB in the back. All of our vendors that we work in between all of the brewers, we want to make sure they get an equal look. We split our food zones up. We've got a food zone on the east and west side of the event. So we want to make sure that, if you're over here and you're hanging out, that you can get to food relatively quickly.
Sure.
It's a lot of space to catch up with if you want to run all the way to one corner to get your food. So always looking to improve the experience. Before I got involved with the Rotary, I've actually been as just a patron, and I was ready to go back. Instead, I got talked into joining and going to work. I won't say who did it, but now I work it, and I get far more gratification from working it than I do from partying at it. But man, the party was awesome. It still is awesome.
Yeah.
And love it. So y'all come out and have a good time. You will not be disappointed. Definitely say set up the Uber, or better yet, just get a hotel room. They're within walking distance.
Yeah.
We know right now, I think we already confirmed 4 of the 9 hotels are already fully booked.
Sold out.
That's good.
We'll get the information for the other 5 that are open. We'll link them down below. I think also a cool distinguishing factor that you guys have is the volunteers, right?
Yep.
The people sacrificing their time for a weekend in November with this perfect weather to come out and support you guys and the community and everything else. You want to touch on that, Chris, about just the impact of what the community does with the volunteer angle of it all?
Yeah.
And are you still looking for more volunteers?
So our volunteers, we can't do our event without volunteers. We have 2 different shifts. A first shift volunteer that come out from like 2 to 4, and they volunteer, and then we have a 4 to 9 shift. And we do need help on our second shift.
Okay.
That's every year. That's
A little off on the hours, but it's pretty close.
Yeah, close enough, right?
They overlap by an hour. I think it's 2 to 6 and 5 to 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you come out, it's a great time. You can pour the beers, you can interact with the crowd, you have fun. We've got people that come out, and they come in big groups, 10 people. There's a great group of, I forget what they call themselves, but it's like 10 women. And they come out, they're wearing tutus, and they have a great time.
Nice.
That's fun.
You're going to be taken care of. We have a big volunteer party that we just had about a week ago. We come in actually at no label, give them beer, we feed them. And then our first shift volunteers, when they're done, they're free to enjoy the festival. Our second shift volunteers, we actually have an after party. Nice. So our event does shut down at 9 o'clock. Then we have an after party from 9 to 11 o'clock where we go, we bring in a DJ, we feed them, we give them beer. That party's fun too.
Yeah, that party's
You're still looking for more volunteers, or that's close?
Okay. You can go to www.wildwestbrewfest.com/volunteers, and right there's a link. You can sign up, and we will still take you.
Great.
Yeah.
And I noticed when I was looking at the website too, there's some tiers of tickets.
Correct.
Right? And so one is general admission.
Yes.
2 is VIP, or is there anything beyond that?
Yes, there is. So for the Saturday event, there is. So you've got your general admission will get you in. You get your tasting glass. You get a drink ticket that is good for 12 3-ounce tastings, and you can also buy additional tickets for $10. So your rebuy is only at $10, which is actually far cheaper than the original buy. So then there's the VIP experience. So that gets you access to the VIP tent, and the beers that are inside will have 30 beers on tap in there, plus the food that's available inside the VIP tent. Once again, we're going to have 14 different food vendors
so that's
in
people
there.
like Whiskey Cake, Flipping Steakhouse. I mean, we're not talking about a hot dog and popcorn stand.
Right. Yeah,
This is
we're taking care of
legit.
people.
Yes, absolutely.
And it's all tapas style serving as much as all you can eat.
Say tapas?
Tapas style.
Oh, tapas.
Tapas style. You know, so you get
Small plates.
You get a small plate, but as much as you want.
Yeah,
Go back as many as you want there. And then you get the big daddy of them all. If you want to get to the VIP of the VIP, that's what we call our RCR. That's our reserve craft room. So you'll see that on there.
Y'all won't buy that.
You won't.
Bet you won't.
You won't.
Don't be scared.
So imagine walking into a lounge area where you've got couches and tables, sommeliers in there, like legit small HEB.
You're a
They're
Persian
huge.
prince when you walk in.
Absolutely. HEB's a big
There's no
sponsor,
doubt.
and they bring their sommeliers.
That's amazing.
And they're there, which we even talk about. We also do wine. We're not just a beer fest.
Yeah.
We have a big wine garden.
Excellent.
So they bring it in. So in the RCR, you're gonna have very highly sought after, very hard to find beer that's being brought in, and once it's being what's the word I'm looking for? I went blank on my word here.
Oh boy.
Anyways, it's being put together by someone that's very familiar and understands and has access to these beers, and then also some of our breweries that we're able to call on that bring in special stock.
Oh, nice.
That's going to be in there. So these are things that you might see once a year for a very short period of time. Very hard to get your hands on. It is a lounge life, so there's couches in there to chill, relax, rub elbows with some folks that are in there. It's always a good time. Great people in there. But so that one that price point's $225 a ticket. So, but we know it's a high brow, but you're getting the full. You got access to everywhere in the festival, and you're getting the value there.
Luxury.
You're getting the luxury.
It's the only
value.
place you can sit on a couch.
That is
festival.
100%.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I had to think about that. So one of our new sponsors, big sponsor, American Furniture Warehouse,
Nice.
they will have a
Okay.
big activation zone, general admission. So if you do have general admission tickets and you want to sit on a couch, they will have some fine furniture out there
Cool.
to chill on too.
There
in
you
their
go.
tent while the band's playing out there, and they got a full bar running with beer taps as well.
Yeah.
So what do we got next?
Let's
We
move
got,
on to the
round two.
So round two. So now we got a seasonal beer from Karbach. This is called Yule Shoot Your Eye Out. So as a seasonal, this has been around for a little bit.
Peachy, right?
Most people will be familiar with it. It's a red ale, and it's got a little bit of a seasoning to it. So you were going to call it a peachy note?
Was that the Karbach with the peach in it, or am I
No,
missing it?
that's not that one.
Okay.
So this one here is, they call it, they make jokes about fragile.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's a red ale with some spices in it too, so it kind of gives some Christmas notes. Comes in, it's just a nice drinkable beer at 5.6 ABV.
New cups.
You want new cups? That one was that was blueberry. Let me see if it messes with it. I'll get y'all new ones. We'll keep it.
We do things right around here.
Yeah.
We're not going to mix and match here.
Get this whole cup out of the way.
Our good friend David Graham at Karbach had sent that to us last year during Christmas time.
David's a good friend of ours as well.
Yeah, he's a great guy. DG.
Yeah.
DG's the OG.
DG's the OG.
My man.
He was grinding the Twitter game, and he was like 15 years in the game of like Karbach. Like
He's still getting after it, man. He's
awesome.
out there. We've made a whole lot of friends over the years because Karbach's been with us since day one.
Yep.
That's amazing.
Much like many other breweries out there, but since we're drinking their beer, we'll definitely give a nod to that for those guys. And I'll go back and get a little top it off here. Cheers,
Cheers. Round two. Round two. We should do like a little like graphic, like a Nintendo round two.
Yeah.
By round three,
Put that in the post, Josh. Okay.
So we'll just
Producer
show.
Josh.
We'll have a TKO show somewhere in there, right?
Finish him.
The star spinning around.
Oh yeah, I've got that finish in here for sure. We're going to get to that.
That's tasty.
We're
I
going to
like
figure out what you
that.
guys are
Very
made
good.
of. So.
That was very good. So you guys mentioned wine.
Yes.
Is there some vendors you want to mention and
So
highlight when
absolutely. Well, the biggest
Off the
vendor
top
we
of
can
my-
mention is one of our great sponsors, HEB. So their wine
HEB.
department
Ever heard of
is
them?
coming in strong.
Check my Twitter. You'll see how much I gas up HEB. That's the best grocery store that ever existed.
There is.
Hands
So
down.
the interesting thing about that, HEB's they're a Texas grocery store.
Yeah.
And they are the most profitable grocery store in the United States.
Yeah.
And they are in Texas only.
Texas
That tells you
Man,
how good they are.
I'm telling you, you can
Love
go
it.
in there and get whatever you need. They're going to start selling car parts soon. I just know it. And I saw Scott, the guy with from the commercials.
Yep.
McClellan.
I only briefly met him.
He's only the CEO. So
They call him Scotty. They're close.
Scotty boy.
Big Scott or Scotty boy.
No, but he's great. I bumped into him at the Steely Dan concert a few years
nice.
ago when I took my dad to Steely Dan. And I said, "Hey, Scott." And he said, "Hey, how's it going?" He took a minute to shake my hand. He's like probably some drunk asshole coming up at the concert.
Love your groceries, man.
Hey, dude, I'm telling you,
commercials.
I've been all about HEB for very many years.
I will tell you, HEB has a fantastic beer selection.
They do.
They do a good job. My local HEB, I know your local HEB.
I know the guy that runs the booze section at mine, and he'll order me whatever I want.
Absolutely.
So in word vomit, remember that word I couldn't remember? So they do a great job of curating their beer. Here we are.
They got a lot of wine too. I mean, they got a great wine selection in there.
Yeah. So, like I said, HEB has been with us for a few years now. And when we, just 2 years ago, tried to do a wine grotto, they came in and said, "We love that idea. We want to take that over. We want to be the exclusive sponsor for that."
Cool.
And so we have a fantastic wine grotto experience. And all of the wine that's there is from HEB selections.
Now,
That's
if
great.
anyone's watching and listening that works at a brewery that you haven't worked at or a wine thing, how do they get in contact with you guys to maybe for next year?
So easy enough. So they can go same thing. So wildwestbrewfest.com, hit the drop down, see a brewery inquiry, and go ahead and just send us a note, and we will respond. So it'll be myself or Dr. Ralph Brock. So Dr. Ralph Brock is the originating beer captain. So he's the guy I look up to. Go with him. He is the purveyor of intoxicating liquids. He's my number one, and showed me the ropes with the Brew Fest, and an all around great dude. And so either one of us will be hollering back at y'all, and we'll figure it out.
We also have just info at wildwestbrewfest.com email address. If you want to be a sponsor, a vendor, in regards to beer, reach out. We'd love to talk to you.
Great, man. So, we noticed you guys had us out for a media night.
Correct.
Recently, and there was a handful of people from the Brewfest there that all had a large impact on what you all do. And it was kind of cool. They went down the row and everyone introduced themselves. And I'm just thinking to myself, these are all people that I would love to sit and have a beer with. Like, all these people seem really cool.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you guys reached out to us, and we're doing this now. Help you guys gas this event up. But honestly, I feel like we're going to see each other after this thing's over too.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So
we'll be around. I'm always around. So I'm always running. I'm a fan of beer, so I'm running all over town.
Yeah.
So I was just up in, like I was saying earlier in our conversation, I was in your neck of the woods, sitting talking to Fortress, and getting over and ran up into Conroe and went up and visited a couple of breweries up there, and they got a new one that just opened called Foss Brewery that I'm looking forward to go visit and try them out. They're doing some great German style beers from what I hear. Copperhead Brewery up there.
Yeah, I love
B52.
B52.
Yeah.
What a spot.
Yeah.
I mean, just out there kind of in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
I love that vibe.
So those and they'll be out. They're on board. They'll be out there. So I'm all over town, man.
Yeah.
Love to spend. I can go forever and still haven't hit them all. I need to go spend a little more time on the island. So our friend Leo and his crew, they'll be out from Galveston Island Brewing.
Nice.
I need to get down there and go spend some time at Devil in the Deep and shoot Dickinson. And go see our boy Valley at Val and Sons. If y'all haven't been down there, some award-winning beer down there in Pearland.
Yeah.
We're so lucky, guys. Like, there's so much good beer.
There is.
In the Houston area. Like,
And I feel like everyone's trying to one-up each other with their tap rooms, and it only benefits the consumer.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, and the outdoor experience is something that can't be understated, especially when the weather is nice. I mean, I could sit at a brewery all day.
Yeah.
And I would go. My girlfriend doesn't drink much, so I'd have her take me to 2 or 3 different breweries in an afternoon.
MVPs.
Me and a few of my buddies,
Yeah.
you know, just let her ride. I mean, that's what it's all about.
As we moved to round 3, the cool thing about all of this is, so we met for the media night here about a month and a half, 2
month and a half ago, 6 weeks ago.
We still stay connected throughout that. Obviously, Chris, Rocky came out to some of our watch parties and pregame before the All-Star game during the playoff race. And that was the cool thing about it. Like you said, we're going to keep doing
All-Star game.
Or playoff race, whatever it is.
We've only been 2 rounds.
Well, the Astros have an All-Star team, so it's not
That's right.
technically not a
Full
full state.
All-Stars.
But no, that's the cool thing about it. We can always hang out and drink beer. That's what brings everyone together, beer and sports.
Yeah.
So that's what will keep this relationship going and everything we can do. But round 3 is the
beer is the glue that binds us, and this that's going to bind us is Citra time from our friends over at 11 Below over on the northwest side.
That's right there off of
That's just off Cutting Road.
Cutting Road.
I love 11 Below.
So
They put out some fantastic beer.
I love all their beers. That Oso Bueno.
that Amber Ale, that was one of them. So when I moved back to Houston after many years being gone, the Oso Bueno, well, the U.S. Army wouldn't let me stay here.
Yes, I see. Yeah, I'll have to check myself on that one, won't I?
Walked into
record scratch, freeze frame. Yeah.
Man,
that's me. Yep, that's me. I bet you're wondering how I got here.
I'm a joke for doing. No, I grew up in Humble, born in Houston, grew up in Humble, and I went away for a little while, came back. But yeah, Oso Bueno was one of the, after I hit St. Arnold's and then I found Oso Bueno, fell in love with that. Loved 11 Below, and Brandon and his team out there. Those dudes are great. I'm gonna have to crack a second one.
Hey, real quick, you guys hear that train?
Yes.
So when you're right here at No Label Brewery, and that train, there's to get here, there's railroad tracks you've got to cross. When that train stops and blocks you, half price beers at No Label.
Oh, wow.
For as long as that train is stopped and parked, blocking that entrance, half price beer. Yeah, pretty cool thing they do.
That is cool. Everyone loves a good gimmick, or what do you call that? Just shtick, get somebody in the door.
A little niche marketing.
Yeah, and what you do is you find a buddy who's a train conductor that can move that train for you.
That was an inside job. Now you're Danny Ocean.
And then
now you're Danny
you
Ocean.
really have a good time at the brewery.
Absolutely.
We can get more of that later if we want.
No worries.
So,
Hey,
Citra
cheers.
time.
Cheers, boys.
Citra time.
Round 3.
All right. So tell us what this one's.
So what you're going to get, so we've got an IPA style. So we're into our first IPA here. And so it's got Citra, and I'm sure, I don't want to start lying on what hops they put in there, but the primary is going to be a Citra hop. And it's going to have a very fruity citrus style. So they named the hop in accordance. The hop is called Citra. And it's going to have a very lemon lime and a little bit of orange peel to it. Very refreshing.
I tasted the orange. So
and as a reminder, all these beers we're having are going to be at the festival.
Amen.
Right.
I'm not biased because I'm on the north side. We're on the north side, but they do really good artwork on their.
That's a sick
campus.
label.
This is very nice.
So and that's one thing. Their marketing has always been on point over there. It's, let's just do this as a whole. For the most part, you can say that the craft beer industry
Yes.
The marketing piece, the artwork, the creativeness that they get in there is amazing. Always on point. Even if somebody goes with like just a very vanilla type style, it's freaking still cool. Whether it gives it that retro vibe or that intentionally irony. It doesn't matter, whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
There's always something that's just awesome.
I will go to a store like HEB, big sponsor of the Wild West Brew Fest, and I will pick a beer out based on the label.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've done it.
Yeah.
My girlfriend does it with wine also.
Yeah.
And the artwork speaks to me.
Right.
I'm like, man, this is going to be a good beer.
If I read, I'd pick out a book the same way, just on the cover.
Exactly.
Hey, I would have never bought that Snoop Dogg's wine if it didn't have Snoop Dogg on it.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely.
Yeah.
The cool thing about HB, I like you could do like pick and choose your 6-pack.
Yep.
So I'm just like, oh yeah.
May or may not have it for today's selection.
Yeah.
I was at HEB curating beer.
Yeah,
Curating.
Someone says, what do you do for a living? Oh, I curate beer.
There you go.
At HEB, the 6-pack.
Merriam-Webster says curating beer. We'll have the definition.
I do that. That's my hobby. That's sad to say. I curate beer in my,
That's a great hobby.
For my refrigerator.
That's not sad.
I curate it for my refrigerator. Share with my friends.
Man, that's good.
So,
That's good.
Very good.
That's tasty. That goes down way easy.
Yeah. So I'm a big fan of there seems to be this large wave of hazy and juicy IPAs that are reaching the market. And it's my favorite type of beer at the time being.
Yeah. This is round 3. We're hitting hazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm be finishing
You
by
gonna be a little
round 5.
hazy?
Yeah. I'm not.
And we're kicking it up, guys. As we're growing a bigger
Yeah.
beer. So that's a 6.2 ABV.
Okay.
So we're getting up now. We're getting out of that standard 5% market, that American beer float. Historically, American beer, the light lager world, has been that 5.2%.
Sure.
It's been kind of capped right there. So as we've gotten into craft beer, we have a lot more flexibility, and there's some that really, when you get in the deep end, can hit that 16, 17%.
Let's go.
There.
Now those are talking like barrel aged stuff.
Barrel-aged,
Huh?
yeah.
Barrel aged.
Look at you, dude. Look at that. That was
Hey,
pretty
So
impressive.
that's my
How
favorite.
much did you Google on the way over here? For that?
Don't think that I came in here knowing jack shit about beer, bro. I know my beer,
So that's
I don't
my
discriminate.
personal favorite.
You like the barrel-aged stuff?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think you and I talked about this here a few weeks ago. I'll drink one.
Yep.
I'm not drinking 2 though, and I'm definitely not having it with food. Because the one time I made a mistake at Mellow Mushroom Pizza, and I ordered. They always have a great.
No free ads.
They always have a bleep that. They always have a great beer selection there, and so I got this barrel aged beer. It does not go good with pizza, in my opinion.
You know, so you earlier talked about we're going to do this again later on. You get to enjoy the beers, you get to enjoy the people.
Sure.
That's why I love the barrel aged beers, because I can do it like this.
Yeah.
I'm going to have one, but when I have it split with 4 or 5 people, it's just a little bit,
Sure.
so that I can have a second, and I can have that third, and that fourth.
Yeah.
So
Then
that's the way.
then that equals out to 2. So watch out.
We're not big math guys. We're not big math guys.
Yeah.
Numbers are hard.
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Des has a tweet that when someone calls him out for spelling something wrong,
We don't come here to play school.
There you go.
it's a football player that said we don't come here to play school.
Yeah.
Do math.
Yeah. We don't do math.
Yeah.
It's no fun. Waste a little bit of time. So let's keep the ball rolling.
Yeah. Let's go to round 4.
So
Round 4.
gotta hit the bell. Remember where we're at now. So oh yeah. So now we're gonna kick it. Now we're going juicy, boys.
All right.
So what we're doing here, we're gonna go with New Belgium's VooDoo Ranger.
Ooh, look at that artwork.
I like that.
Looks like a
And that's
NFT right there.
Now they have multiple. So their original VooDoo Ranger was an IPA. So they have multiple varieties, and this is the Juicy Haze IPA.
All right.
VooDoo Ranger Juicy Haze IPA. That is like the beer, more than a mouthful. So New Belgium, no.
Colorado. They're from Belgium.
I should know this.
New Belgium. The newest.
I'll probably have to correct myself, but I believe it's Colorado.
Yeah.
Pour up,
So
son.
you can see the color a little different than the Citra.
So are these like filtered glass, or what do they call them hazy? Can you explain that?
I wish I could, but I'm a drinker, not a brewer.
Okay.
So I can tell you a little bit about the flavor. Most of that's going to be from personal experience. So
That smells good.
It smells nice.
So I did not play school with the beer.
There we go.
fellas.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Boys, round
Right.
4.
Let's go.
We'll have the brewers arguing.
Yeah. We'll have to make
Who's
sure.
this idiot? Well, look, I'm just an amateur drinker, man, looking to go pro.
We'll have to make sure that all the brewers that we've drank here are tagged and they know we're piping their stuff up.
That train.
Look at the train.
Hope that train
MKT.
stops.
I believe Carlos Correa just signed for next season.
Breaking
The Pope
news.
signal.
The Pope smoke signal. Yeah.
All right.
So real quickly, I want to touch
You're
on
loving it right
earlier.
now.
We briefly touched on where the money goes.
Someone tell that guy we're doing a show in here.
Is that Bobby Dynamite? Bobby. What are you doing, Bobby?
Bobby, relax.
He wanted to get in on the show too.
Okay. Real quickly, I want to touch on kind of where the money goes. We have this young girl. She was in high school student, and her dad had recently passed away. And we had her FFA teacher come to us and say, "Hey, we have this young girl who is an awesome student, but is in a very unfortunate circumstance. She was literally homeless, living in a suburban with her mom and 2 younger siblings. And she wanted to participate in her school's FFA program, but they literally did not have the means to do that. So they came to us. We just had our festival, and we were looking for something to do with our money. And so they asked, would you all be interested in sponsoring her animal through the FFA project season? So we said, well, absolutely. So she was, I believe, a sophomore, maybe a junior. But she actually made the auction that year. So if you know anything about FFA, especially here in Texas, it's very difficult to make the auction.
Sure.
And she did it as a first-time FFA student. So we went in at the auction. We had a buyer's team from our group, and we made sure we bought her animal along with several others. And then we paid for the processing and donated the meat back. But that little instance changed the projection of her life. She has come back to us. She did FFA the following year as well. And her mom was able to get a job. They were no longer homeless. But through FFA and what we were able to help her with, she actually ended up getting a full ride to Texas A&M in the agriculture program. She then came back to us a couple years later. She spoke to our group. And I guarantee you there was not a dry eye in the place.
I'm about to start.
But that's just one.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead and hit the icing on the cake. She got an engineering degree,
Yeah.
so she's an engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she has come back to us and said, none of this would have been possible if it wasn't for that one moment several years ago where we stepped in and we gave her just a chance to do something.
That's what community is for.
Absolutely.
All right, and that's like you said, terrible circumstance. That's what community is for, especially rallying around youths,
Right.
that need that shot, need that support,
Yeah.
right? And like you said, when she comes back and says, "You guys changed my," well, I mean, terrible what she went through,
Right.
of course. But if you guys helped her out, engineers make good money.
Right.
She's probably doing good.
Yep.
Probably helping her younger siblings and,
Yep.
her mom maybe.
Right.
Dude, that's what this is all about for us.
So true story. Siblings, same thing. And
Yeah.
into the FFA program, wanted to be like sister.
Yeah.
Want to be just like her. And I believe, I don't want to misquote, but I believe there's a younger sibling that went to
It was a younger brother, and we were able to help him as well.
Amen.
We had to we had to follow, and,
Yeah.
it's amazing to see that. And like I said, that's just one story. We've got tons of them.
Sure.
So, and that was just a springboard. None of that would have happened if that young lady and her family weren't that strong and that good and persistent and gifted and hardworking to get her. She got herself where she's going.
Sure.
I think this just helped give her a little bit more opportunity and springboard that
Sure.
opportunity.
Y'all just gave her
But there's
a little boost.
a lot more stories of that one, but that was one of the first and the most impactful. But even right now, we've got members in our club that tell stories when they were younger, the impact of Rotary clubs and where they grew up. Made similar impacts on their life, and now they're back to serve and they're back to give back.
Yeah.
So it comes full circle, and it's not even just the Brew Fest; it's the Rotary as a whole.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
So
no, I enjoy volunteering my time, and I think that the energy that gives off is contagious too.
It absolutely is.
And when someone says, hey, you wanna, one of your friends, can you come volunteer at this event with me? I don't know. It's so rewarding to give your time. These. Keep talking.
Producer Josh.
Producer Josh tells us to speed things up. Okay. No, well, what I was saying though is these kind of events can't go on without a volunteer, right? So there's how many volunteers do you normally garnish? A couple hundred?
well, about 400, between 400 and 500.
Yeah.
Okay. So again, in addition to all the vendors donating their food and drink,
Yep.
you have these
And
400
time.
people donating their time. Exactly.
Time.
Yeah.
That's very valuable, and that speaks volumes to what you guys have put together. I think that's
If you
incredible.
want to talk about the human capital that goes into it,
Yeah.
and you want to put a number on it, we're probably in, I'm talking behind the scenes people that don't even show up to the event that put in their time and effort. 750, 850 people.
Yeah.
People that put it in some type of effort.
Sure.
Into this thing is probably a rough number to make it go off.
It's crazy.
And
It's something that we can stand behind and truly be proud of.
Sure.
Like when I talk about it, I'm proud of what we did.
Amen.
And you should be. It's incredible.
So
I mean,
we got-
you guys are gonna. If all goes according to plan, you're hoping to cross $1 million giving back to the community.
That's the
this year,
plan,
right?
Yeah, we need about 150 grand in dollars raised, and we'll hit that $1 million figure.
so
Incredible.
if somebody just wants to go ahead and write a check, give us a call. We'll make
we
you happy.
Hit that threshold.
We do have a lot of generous followers. Honestly, like I'm blown away every time we got our fundraising event, and we'll get a couple of people that give us a large amount,
Right.
and several hundred people who give what they can. It's great.
So round 5.
Round 5, we're going to the dark side.
We're going to the island. Island life.
So we're going to the Bay Lights. So
Bay
this is
Light.
Galveston Bay Brewing. So my friend Skylar out there made this delicious coffee stout.
Excellent.
And so we're going to wake up and sip of this stout, that's what he says. So, and I'll check the weight on this.
Another
thing.
great
Publish
artwork.
So
It is. It looks like a bag of coffee beans.
Yeah, so for sure. And we're going up to 8.6.
Let's ride,
So
baby.
we're kicking it on up a notch.
Look at Josh. He's producer Josh is laughing when he's driving us
I was
home.
about to say, everyone, we do have a DD with producer Josh behind
Thank
it
you,
all.
producer Josh. Cheers
Yeah.
to you, good sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but you know what's cool? You guys did a collab with Spindle Tap.
Yeah,
Right?
we did.
With their coffee. And
Yeah.
We did
that was
with Javier and everything with that. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, they make some good coffee. Matter of fact, I got the benefit of that because they did another collab with Texas Legal Brewery. And I just picked up, matter of fact, you had it yesterday.
I'm sure it is.
So they did end up doing a coffee, I believe it was their porter, their hot stove, and they put Spindle Tap's coffee in that hot stove porter.
Nice.
And should remember the name of it, but I don't. But I do remember the taste, and it was delicious.
It was good.
so Galveston Bay Brewing. Do you know where they're located?
So they are out near Dickinson.
Okay.
So they're just stone throw, just off
round
45.
five,
round five.
Round five.
Sorry.
Headed out to the
I went
island.
for the sip first.
Cheers.
Man, that's
And
good.
towards the bay.
That's good. Dickinson. For those of you who don't know, that's down off of 517, 45 South,
Wow.
Some Dickinson Gators, right?
or 518.
Who majored in geography?
No, but I've been to the. There's a Bayou Wildlife Park in Dickinson down off of 517. I don't know if it's still there. If it is, it's cheap and it's good fun.
Is that the one with the gators and the turtles?
Oh, they got gators, turtles. They got a petting zoo with a bunch of goats and pigs. They got a huge. You can take this tram around. They have buffalo, longhorn. They used to have a rhino there. I don't think that the
Nice.
rhino is there anymore.
They got beer?
No,
Oh, man.
but you can bring some in a
BYOB?
camelback or something. You know, yeah.
I like BYOB. It's
So
okay.
Saturday night, there's going to be a Queen cover band.
There is. Yeah.
Tribute band.
So we have 4 or 5 different activation zones. So when you go into these activation zones, these are like 40 by 40 tent space areas. It's going to be a full bar in there. Well, I shouldn't say bar, taps. You're going to have either a live band or a DJ in there, table set up so you can go and just hang out and chill and relax. And we do. We have a Queen tribute band, and apparently they have won awards across the U.S. For their likeness to Queen. So we're really excited to have them out. It's their first year to have them. Yeah.
Saturday night.
Saturday night.
So it's be out there. And so and for those of y'all that are coming out and visiting on the general mission, so there are some tents that are out there in the center, and you'll notice it. It's actually set up in a roundabout style. Those are not private tents. Those are for you to go in. The only one that it's going to be blocked off, and there's somebody checking tickets at the beginning or wristbands, is the VIP tent, and that's on the north end of the event site. So every other tent that you see, you walk in there's no private tents. So help yourself. Go in there, check it out. There's beer in every one of those tents. Different beer. So you definitely want to go inside. Opportunity to sit down, get some shade.
Yeah.
And that's where the live entertainment is. Excellent. So from, like I said before, Hayden Baker, so up-and-coming Texas superstar. So we'll have Horizon, which is an amazing band. They are high energy.
So much fun.
They rock out the classic hits, the new hits. I mean, if it can be done, they can do it, and they do it with authority, man. Yeah. It's always a good time.
I love that.
I'm telling you guys that are coming out on Friday night are going to have a blast.
I can't wait. I absolutely can't wait.
So, and then we've got a multitude of DJs. When those guys need a break, we'll have the DJ fill in. There's, they'll be bumping all kinds of tunes. So, and don't be scared to make some requests, man. As long as it's, it's not family friendly. It might have
strictly only 80s Billy Joel.
Yeah. Hey, that's a great point. Our event is absolutely family friendly on Saturday. We bring the kids. We do not encourage animals just because we are in the parking lot of Katy Mills, so it can get hot for those dogs.
For sure.
But bring the kids. We got the activation zone with the arcades. We are absolutely a family-friendly event on Saturday.
Excellent.
I always see a ton of strollers out there. Ain't no doubt about that. I feel like I need a stroller by the end of that event.
Or a wheelbarrow.
What's next, Rock?
I need.
What's round 6?
Round 6, and we'll end it with 7. But we may not want to move past.
Oh boy!
So, gents, I'm gonna go ahead and tell you. I just got introduced to this version.
You're in for a treat.
This version of
that's a seasoned vet move. Hold on, can we get the camera on? This is a seasoned vet move.
Josh, look at the retractable bottle opener on the
Yeti. Yeah, look at that. That's a veteran
knockoff. I had to get it when my other one broke.
That's a veteran move.
So what we got here is Founders KBS. That's Kentucky Bourbon Series.
Do not drop that, sir.
This is it's precious liquid.
Precious liquid.
This is their cinnamon vanilla cocoa variety.
I believe this is what Daniel Day-Lewis was looking for when he was a character in, what was that movie?
There Will Be Blood.
There it is.
Oh, he was definitely drilling for that.
He was looking for this.
He wanted to stick his straw in and drink this liquid.
You're going to see a difference just in the color when this is poured.
Oh, it's black. Looks like oil.
That's what my wife always says. It's like motor oil.
It's like
liquid. That's liquid gold.
That's liquid gold. That's right.
So first thing I want you to do is just take your big old sniff of it.
Smell West Texas.
That is not what you smell. Buddy, I worked in West Texas. I know that's not what you smelled right there.
That is so chocolatey.
So you catch it, it's light on the nose. So there's chocolate, a little bit. You're going to definitely get some chocolate, but you're going to, when you taste it down the first time.
You've done that 3 rounds in a row before you cheers.
What?
You're taking a little sip.
Hey, no judgment. No judgment. He's excited.
I forget what I'm at. I forget where I'm at.
Cheers.
So we're around 6.
Oh, the coconut comes through.
Yeah. So that's the cocoa.
That's liquid
Cocoa
dessert.
or coconut?
Vanilla and cocoa. There's no cocoa.
Vanilla. Vanilla is what I'm tasting.
That is dessert. This is liquid dessert. Liquid gold.
This is my jam right here.
Now we're in deep waters.
Yeah.
We're in the deep waters now. I like
scoop of ice cream with that.
Oh my gosh.
Oh boy.
So, and this is in bourbon barrels. So Kentucky.
And again, you will have the opportunity to have this.
Can we run back the name and everything where it's from? Because this is amazing.
This is out of Michigan. So it's Founders is the name of the brewery. So it's called, and it is KBS, the Kentucky Bourbon Series. And this one is a variation of the original. It's the cinnamon vanilla cocoa. Here, I'll give you the description. Imperial stout with coffee, cinnamon, vanilla extract, and cocoa nibs, aged in oak bourbon barrels.
There you go.
12% ABV.
That's it.
We're still on the light side.
Yeah,
So
we're
for
still on the
those-
light side.
So for those that are practicing school, that's twice what the average beer is.
Yeah.
Total alcohol content.
I'll tell you, that's delicious. And it changed my opinion of the barrel-aged stuff. And what you said last time, you need to try more than one, because I tried one with the pizza.
Yeah.
Didn't like it.
So when
Wasn't
you get
that
the beauty of barrel age, and that's the same way with your bourbons and whiskeys and all that stuff, is that the barrel can add so many different characteristics, the length of time that you age it. So some barrel age you can get are very boozy, and they'll have a bite on them. Get that. And that I can see where you're coming from, and maybe that's what you got.
It was on the backside of it that was a little too spiky for me, but this is delicious.
This is amazing.
So this is a pretty exclusive beer. You guys
So it is.
touched on don't drop that bottle.
That's right. So it is, and so it's it's a seasonal release and it's a limited release. So that's where we get into some of these beers that people will, the connoisseurs out there, the collectors, they will go out and buy this and collect it and hold it. And
We've never done that, right?
never.
Not you.
I don't. I don't. So here's my philosophy. I have friends that'll sit and hold beers for several years, but I buy it to drink it.
Yeah.
So I have. My oldest beer might be 2 years old. I know that.
Chris, what's your oldest beer?
I probably have 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 17.
Approaching 4 or 5 years at
Yeah.
this point.
I can tell you for a fact that just maybe 4 or 5 months ago, beginning of this year, we had a 2000. We didn't know. We assumed it was either a 14 or a 15.
Yeah.
Perpetual piece from here, no label. And we lined up basically 6 beers from each year in a row, and then tasted, one.
Oh, wow.
1 year against
The same beer, 6 different years.
Yeah.
Same beer, different years, and see what they.
You could taste
Oh,
the
absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
big time difference. Yeah. So the one that their most recent was freaking. It's amazing.
So they
you see
they
Perpetual Peace out there.
honing the craft.
What tent will this beer be in? So because I'm not a big
This will be in the VIP tent.
VIP tent.
Yeah.
We also
It's
have
a slim one.
value.
It's there till it's gone.
a high octane zone. It's a high
Now you're
octane
talking.
meaning.
Now we're talking. Now we're
Yes.
gassed up.
So now,
That's where Spaceman's headed for Saturday afternoon.
so you'll notice the high octane zone. We're bringing out a new facility.
Be
So
in
we've
space
got
real quick.
we've got a
Producer
gentleman.
Josh looking the opposite way. Sorry.
We got a gentleman out of Beaumont that brought it. He's taken a 20-foot Connex container and put a bar inside of it with the kegerator. So he's made doors on the side, not on the ends, but on the side that wing up. He's put a view deck on the top. And what's funny is that we're going to take our high octane spot. That's where our highest alcohol beverages are being served.
Hell yeah.
And we're making an observation deck for all the popo to be on top of that.
So us regular folk can't get up there. Even with one of these.
No, here's the beauty of it, man. Is you're doing all the partying with the heavy stuff down below, and popo can't see it because they're up.
Yeah, you got looking at it above you. Now I like it.
See?
Smart.
Now we're thinking.
So that's the high octane tent, and that's in the general admission area. So anybody with a general admission ticket can get to the high octane tent, try out some of these bigger beers that we'll have there. It's 2 punches on your bunch ticket instead of 1 for the sample. So that's the only difference.
So
But you're getting, like I said before, with 12%, you're getting twice the alcohol. So we are a responsible brew fest,
For sure.
and we want to make sure that we encourage responsible drinking, that we encourage Uber, Lyft, or getting a hotel, designated driver. And so on that, we've been recognized as a safe event. We are the only alcohol-based event that is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Drivers.
The only one
And they
in the
actually
US.
will be out on site at our designated driver tent, which we have right up at the front.
That's impressive.
So if somebody needs, it doesn't matter if you have your own designated driver, just if you said, hey, I'm done, I overdid it, kind of went in a little, jumped in the deep end, we can get you to the designated driver tent. We will get you home safe. We'll get you there. So it's right by the first aid tent, designated driver tent, and we're the only event that Mothers Against Drunk Drivers has offered this endorsement.
Correct. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Powerful.
I will say, if you have plans on Saturday, you should cancel those plans.
Cancel.
I think I will. I think I might. I will cancel those.
So no, and that was something when we came out for the media night that was stressed over and over. Make sure you tell everyone that's coming out to this event that we have hotels all around,
Ready to rock and roll.
ready to go.
Yep.
Plan ahead. So you need either plan to get a cab, plan to spend the night, or have a designated driver.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, I'll tell you this, guys. I work the event. I don't, and when I work it, I really don't drink. We don't have time.
Right.
It's worth it. And I still get a hotel and stay outside.
Yeah.
It's just that much easier to be there, be present, be safe. Because I'll tell you, the opposite side of not being drunk and working these long days that we all work, Saturday will be a 20-hour day for us. So driving home that tired is
20 hours.
Yeah. So we do put in that much time.
Yeah.
So I'll be out there. We'll probably be out there 7:30 in the morning on Saturday after Friday night, and being done Friday. We probably won't be done till about 1 in the morning, getting ready for Saturday.
Yep.
Yeah.
Be back out there 7:30, finishing touches, getting everything going, taking care of our people, bringing in all the vendors, all the brewers. They start showing at 9. That lets you know how long they've been out there.
Yeah.
And then once we shut down at 9 o'clock, then it's cleanup time. After party going on for all the volunteers.
Absolutely.
So they're going to be raging in that tent, that American Furniture Warehouse tent, and having a great time. And I'm not kidding you, man. It's a get down good time for those volunteers in the second shift. We have food served, taps are flowing, music's going to be going. It's a great time.
It's a blast.
But while that's going on, people on the outside breaking it all down, running and gunning, and be out there till around midnight.
See you looking.
And
Colin's
ready to go.
excited.
He's ready for that next
So
one.
we're going to round 7.
So we're going to round 7. So what we have here is another bourbon barrel aged stout. So this is New Holland Brewing, and I probably should have saved that one for last, but this is it's 11% ABV. It's called Dragon's Milk. So
Khaleesi had that before.
Yes.
let me make sure.
Producer Josh.
Gave it to him.
So I'm gonna give it to him. I want to make sure I miss one because I know they're going to ask for it's from, and I don't remember where New Holland's from.
New Holland, this from Colorado too, right?
Is it Colorado?
I believe so.
Sure.
It's from the New Holland area.
Not the old Holland.
Yeah,
The old Holland.
It's right next to
They're next to New Belgium.
Yeah,
So
right down the road.
I can tell you now that I absolutely love this. Is one of my favorites. It gives me that happy, warm, fuzzy feeling.
Excellent.
So this is a straight Imperial Bourbon barrel-aged stout.
This is the final round.
The final countdown.
Do we have final? Is this the final one? Or we have one more?
It's the final variety, but we've got more.
We can promote
We
this.
can do a after credits.
After hours.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Thanks for coming out, guys. We appreciate you
Oh
guys.
man, cheers.
So,
This has been great.
as rookies going to the event, what would you do first? If this was your first time this year in 2021 going to it, what would you want to do first, and kind of walk us through your ideal experience?
So the first thing, if I were to tell anybody to go, period, and you really want to get a great experience, I would go to the launch party.
Yes.
I mean, it just really is a VIP type event. For $65 a ticket, you're not going to go have the level of experience when it comes to having beer, music, food, and an opportunity to participate in these auctions. There's going to be big screens up, television. There'll be some. I'm sure there's going to be some sports playing on that.
I think I told you at media night, that tent is bigger than any tent at Rodeo Cook-Off.
Yes.
So if you're familiar with Rodeo Cook-Off, this is going to blow that away. We have the real bathrooms. You go in. We've been told several times it's the best party they've ever been to on the west side of town. And we're very proud of that.
That's bragging.
And it will sell out. I mean, it's closing in on it, so it'll before that night. Don't expect to show up and buy tickets.
Yeah.
It will sell out before that night.
Now let's plug it one more time. That's Friday night.
November 12th.
November 12th, this coming Friday. WildWestBrewFest.com. Get your tickets.
So just
or
go-
volunteer if you want to volunteer.
So just go ahead and spend $20 more, buy the combo ticket for $85.
You won't?
You won't.
So
You won't.
What's the combo?
As the kids
So
say,
you get the launch party, it's combo ticket, you get the launch party and the VIP ticket for Saturday.
yeah.
Now that's a value.
That's value.
I think the kids say less.
Say less.
Say less.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or-
kids say I'm 35 years old.
I'm 41.
Or they
41?
understood the assignment.
28.
Oh man.
Yeah. You want to
I'm
talk about
29.
Yeah, the kids.
my man? You want to talk about kids?
The streets are saying, say less.
Yeah. Streets say less.
Streets are saying, say less.
Twitter keeps me young. Absolutely. All these children tell me the street. What do you call it? Vernacular. Yeah.
The streets are saying
This beer is delicious as well.
It is.
Rocky, you brought 7 beers that have been outstanding. Every single one of them.
And every single one is
all
going to
gonna
be
At the brew.
At the Brew Fest.
All right.
And thanks to the brewers, man, all the way across the board, they continue to make phenomenal liquid. So, matter of fact, so you're counting.
liquid. That is.
Hey, and can we say that?
So let's time out. I got to correct you on that. So we actually had 8.
Okay.
Because we
From No
started
Label, we have.
Oh, that's
with the
right. That's
1980
right.
Kolsch
Yeah.
from No
We have
Label.
the 1980
We
Kolsch.
have, which we had in the pint, not in the can.
And I can also say with confidence that all of these local breweries in town, they believe in us also.
Sure.
Because we put on a first-class event. There's plenty of other events that try and happen or do happen, but we pride ourselves on what we do. And what we hear back from our local breweries is that we put on a first-class event.
Yeah.
That's what you could expect next weekend.
I mean,
They're
everything that
bringing
we
their best. They're bringing their best of the best to show and promote.
So they're bringing things out that they want to showcase to the public. Obviously, they want to satisfy their fans and the people that follow them closely. They're also going to, they're catering to new business. Just like anybody, you want to promote your business, so you want to show, what you're known for, and that's what most of them do. They show what they're known for, whether it's their flagship or most popular beer. And then they're going to bring out 3 or 4 more beers that they want to showcase and get out into the world, whether it's coming up for release, just released, something that they know is great, that they want people, that same crowd that says, maybe I want to try something new, that's your opportunity to do it. So this, one of the things that we work hard at in our event for the brewers to showcase that is to make sure that we help them keep their areas clean, help them keep their beer cold. We're re-icing all day long. We're running ice. We've got crews out there that are running 80-pound bags of ice. We're out there pulling water so water's not splashing all over there. Things behind the scenes that we really don't talk about.
Yeah.
But those are the little things that make a big difference.
Yeah. I think that's the distinguishing factor we talked about, right? That makes you guys the best in North America. You guys take care of the people coming as well as everyone that's coming out to promote their beers.
Yep.
And everything on the backside of it, where you're taking care of the community and everything with that, makes it the best all around.
Absolutely, man.
win, 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 win.
Absolutely.
Thanks for coming out, guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
So man,
we're glad
thanks for
you
having
made
us.
it.
It's been incredible.
Remind everybody, November 11th, 12th, 13th. Let's just back it off and we'll end on this one. I also want to throw out there too, so we partner with the good friends of ours at Business and Brews, bizandbrews.com. So we're doing a business networking event on Thursday, November 11th from 4 to 6. Free, show up. If you register with them at their Eventbrite for that, your first beer is free that night. So
is this
bizandbrews.com.
local businesses, or who's invited to this?
So what Biz and Brews is 2 gentlemen, my friend Tim Black and Eli Lopez, that started a networking group, and they met once a month, and they rotate breweries around town, and they've gathered a great following. It's professionals looking to promote their businesses or meet other professionals that they can look to find ways to work together and promote their business. So it's you're out there exchanging business cards, shaking hands, saying hi, having beer, and meeting new friends. Is a lot of that comes out of, and there's a lot of times opportunity for business comes out of that.
Great spot for a young and up-and-coming, media group too.
Sure. It's like a Chamber of Commerce sort of thing. Like,
But with beer.
But with beer.
But with beer.
Love
So
that.
absolutely.
Love that.
So it's just networking out there and growing your circle and getting an opportunity to talk to some folks and promote what you do and who you are, and all sitting around having a beer doing it. So go to bizandbrews.com, register for their event. If you're registered and on their list, show up at 4 o'clock on Thursday, November 11th. First beer's on us. You can still show up if you're not on the list. $5 a beer, no big deal.
Real quick, that's also Veterans Day. Veterans also get a free beer on us.
I don't know how I didn't mention that. So veteran.
Rocky, he's a veteran as well, so we appreciate him. Thank you, sir.
They're still going to make
tell
me
you all
pay.
the time.
They're still going to make me pay for my beer. So all veterans, just bring an ID. Let us know you're veteran. First beer's on us, and then rock and roll. Have a good time after that one.
Friday night launch party on November 12th.
November 12th.
Wild West Brew Fest
7
on Saturday,
o'clock.
November 13th.
If you're coming out, come get in line about 6:15, 6:30 though, man. The line stacks up quick.
It will stack up.
We open the gates at 6:45. We start pouring beer at 7.
And be there.
Don't meet me there.
Saturday starts at 3 p.m.
VIP at 2. And then general admission, 3.
Hey, real quick, real fast. Our friends at Irma Rose, they are also in. You guys, they're friends of you guys.
Yeah.
Jen is the
But you will
best.
see them on Saturday as well.
Saturday.
Great.
Love that.
Great.
another good veteran.
Yep, absolutely.
Sounds good. Time to wrap. So thank you
Cheers, guys.
Yeah, cheers.
Cheer
Hey,
out,
thanks,
man.
thanks you
Cheers.
guys for having us out. Thanks again to
Cheers.
No Label for hosting us. You guys go to wildwestbrewfest.com to get your tickets. If you want to volunteer, you can do that there as well. Come on out. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, next week. Cheers. Yeah. Cheers. Dollar bills. Look at this guy.
Don't meet me there, beat me there.
Yeah.
So, Texas may or may not be back. I'm going to commit to No Label Brewing here soon. But for this weekend, November 11th, 12th, 13th, the Brew Fest. That's will be my commitment in the short term. Don't meet me there, beat me there.